what he said is this is the first time in the history of the world that a civilization has invited another hostile civilization with open arms into their environment. And he's talking about Europe. And he said, he's American, he said, you have invited, the Europeans have invited, your ancestors in Europe spent centuries fighting tooth and nail against Islam to stop the Islamic invasion of the Christian society that you had in Europe, because you knew what Islam was about. Islam is about violence, it's about oppression, it's about the grooming of girls, it's about treating women badly, all those things, and you fought it for centuries. And then in the last 50 years, you welcomed them with open arms. And what you're seeing now is what you see always with Islam. You see violence, you see communities with more violence, with murders, with rape, with all these things now. And what do you expect? And he said the people in Western Europe are now saying, oh, we were wrong. We were wrong about Islam. Come in, guys. And part of the reason is because you've lost your Christianity. You've lost your religion. You don't understand it anymore. And you think, oh, we were obviously wrong for centuries. Now we're going to invite Islam in. And he's saying, you are now reaping exactly what you have invited in, basically. And I thought it was very, very powerful. And somebody said, well, what do we do? He said, is there no hope? He said, well, there is hope. You've got to wake up. You've got to see what's happening here. You've invited these people in, Islam, you've invited Islam in, and you're now getting exactly what because Islam, the nature of Islam as a religion, and Christopher Hitchens speaks far more eloquently on this, is by its very nature, is this, they regard us as infidels, they regard us as dissipated drunks, they regard us as people with no morals, and they think they're the good guys who are going to come in and fix all this. But with Islam, comes violence, comes rape, comes murder, comes intolerance, comes all those things, and it's with us now.
Lots of reasons for this. I've had a theory now for a good year that the First World War and Second World War basically destroyed us, because in those wars the best men of Europe, especially in the UK, died. Because if you're in a war, the bravest men are more at risk of dying, because they will take chances, they will go over the top first, they will do stuff. Cowardly men will hang back. So the bravest men, the best of the men in Western Europe died over 2 wars.
That's interesting.
Which were 1 generation apart. So we didn't even have time to replenish that brave regime, because they got hit within 20 years, bang bang. UK, 1.25 million men died in those 2 wars. So suddenly that bravery gene is in short supply. At the same time, feminism's taking off. So we're over-feminising the men that are left. So they're becoming more like poor versions of women. Too tolerant, too touchy-feely. And because of the horrors of the Second World War and the concentration camps and stuff like that, and guilt over empire, because most European countries are empire, we then look to the rest of the world and we go, oh, we feel sorry for them. Why can't, like school teachers do, group hugs, no, we're all winners, let's all get a certificate. And that was the beginning of the downfall of the West. We became too weak because of those wars and because of feminism. People started coming into the country and we ignored every problem they ever brought, because it's rude. It's rude, and what we're going to do, how we're going to solve it, we've got no idea. We'll ignore it, it'll go away. What we'll do is we'll create an anti-bullying policy in the school. That'll solve the bullying. Well, no, policies don't solve bullying. Action solves bullying. And so we just created new laws, anti-terrorism laws, and no one ever at any point wanted to tackle the real issues, which was severalfold. Mass immigration, no integration or assimilation, a foreign religion that's largely based on warfare, because that's what Muhammad was. He was a warlord.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean, I've got many Muslim friends who are not warlords.
Of course.
But
that's why it's complicated, isn't it? Because there's lots of Muslims who are not violent, who don't want to rape young white girls in Rochdale, who don't want to run around the streets with machetes.
Yeah.
Of course there are.
Yeah.
But there's a lot who are like
there
that.
Is. And then the next thing is the third world, we're importing, regardless of religion, we're importing people with no education. I think something like half the immigrants from Africa can't even write in their own language. So illiterate, uneducated.
How do they get in then?
Just money, boat, you're here. Dead easy getting in now, isn't it? But all these things, we're just importing the dredges of the world, criminals who have been let out of jail. Well, I'm not staying here anymore now. There's better people to rob up north, so they go up north. They migrate north like the lions do after the wildebeest.
Yeah. Follow the herd.
And then the psychopaths. No one trusts me now in my town, village, country because they've all realised I'm a psychopath. I need to move to find other people that I can abuse and I can live off who don't know I'm a psychopath yet. So we're importing the dredges of the third world, and even the best of the third world isn't that good. And we're not getting many of them. We're getting the dredges of the world. So that, including our weakness, a warlord religion, and all those things, it's just absolutely killing us.
And we seem to have forgotten, don't we? We seem to have forgotten about this centuries-long fight against Islam and stopping it invading our borders and our country. They got as close as Vienna, didn't they? In this
Vienna and the Pyrenees in Spain,
Yeah, they got close and they fought back.
Yeah.
But now
that's why there's Muslim communities in Yugoslavia.
Yeah.
That's what those wars were about, Bosnia and all that. That's because of the Muslim community there.
But now they're just amongst us.
That's because there's no brave men anymore, because we've depleted the bravery gene. So, only few brave men now. Those genes have almost been eradicated, and over-feminized men. We're women. Women don't want to fight people. Women want to all get along. So let's get along with Islam. Well, let them come. We can live side by side because they're just like us. We're all lovely people. Let the murdering rapists from Rwanda, let them move here. They've seen horrors in their country. They'll never commit horror in our country because they've learnt now and they appreciate moving here. So these are all feminist traits, feminine traits that we've over-feminized men. Did you enjoy that video? I think you did. Come on now, hit that bell, subscribe, comment. Let's build this channel. I need more followers. I need more subscribers. Be part of the journey. See you soon.